it going? I just wanted to record this for any of you who feel guilty that you don't miss your son or you don't miss someone else. And I wanted to do that because I had someone else come to me with this, and they're like, I just I don't miss people. And it's kind of weird, right? So I coached them on that. And then this past days, my oldest son was away in Spain for a school trip, practicing his Spanish and having a great time. And I also found that I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't miss him. So what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Why don't I miss him? And, I'm just going on with my day and so on. But then I started noticing that, one day I found his robe and I was wearing his robe. I was cold. I went into his room. I changed the sheets. Another day I was checking his hockey schedule and just looking at the hockey games that coming up. And what else? I was kind of doing his laundry, right? And so, and I had called one of my other boys by his name. And so these things were happening, and I allowed myself I gave myself permission to, quote unquote, to not miss him. But then I saw all these things that I was doing as a signs of me missing him. I was still thinking about him quite regularly, every day. Sometimes I would text him, sometimes I would call him. Well, I called him one time, we had a great chat, and I would ask him for pictures. But if you have an idea, of how missing somebody looks like, and you think, oh my gosh, I don't miss them, then I invite you to just simply reconsider what missing somebody looks like. You don't have to be sitting there, looking out the window when it's raining and a sad song comes on and you're so sad and you miss them. I don't think that's what missing someone looks like for us in real life. Like, you don't have to be miserable and really wanting to be with them. I think it can just simply mean that you're either thinking of them in a good way, in a feeling good way, and either doing something for them, like doing their laundry or doing their bed. And also the other thing I did was my husband was snoring one night, and I went to sleep in my son's bed, and it was so awesome because he has a big bed. It was so comfy, so warm. So all of these things that I was doing, I just simply allowed myself to decide that it's okay to not miss him in the way that I think I should miss him, and to really interpret what I was doing as me missing him. And that's exactly what I did when I coached someone, a client, about this. I gave them a permission to not miss a person, and then just ask them, what do they think of that person when they're not with them? And she said that, well, sometimes I just wonder, how they're doing. And I said, well, why don't we just decide that that's missing them, right? What if that was just a way to miss them? And you just gave yourself permission to not feel guilty that you're not missing them in the way that you think you should be missing them. So that's why I wanted to come here and tell you this, that you have my full permission to not miss your husband or your son or whoever, your friends, right? Like the client I was coaching with, she said, I don't miss the friends, and I feel bad. I never want to call them, and I feel bad, or I never want to see them in a way. And so I said, what if that you just wondering how they're doing, which she was, is enough? What if that's you missing them? So full permission to not feel guilty and just enjoy thinking of that person when you're not with them. And especially for me as a mom, and for us as a mom, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not missing my son, that's kind of a little bit scary, because you might think, oh my gosh, am I not don't I love my kid? You might want to make it mean something like dramatic like that, right? And it gave me a little flashback to the future, like flash forward to the future when he's going to be all grown up and, you know, out of the house and living his own life, and he won't be there all the time. And I thought, well, is that how I'm going to feel? Like I'm not going to miss him? And I think, of course, I'm going to miss him, but I think this is how I will miss him. And I think there for sure will be times where I am sad that he's not there. But it's also okay to not be sad because he is growing up. He's going to be full grown. And it's okay for it to be something different than you imagined. Because looking at my parents and my in-laws and how well they're doing, and I'm thinking, well, they're used to it now and they're enjoying their life and they are not missing us. They're enjoying their life, and that's okay. What if that's a different future that we're living, that we can be experiencing, and we don't have to feel guilty about not missing our kids? That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys are doing well, and I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.